Sipping the sipping the tea. Sipping the tea. Ah man, welcome everybody to another episode of The Flagrant 2 with X and Lou. You already know what it is. Lou and X is definitely in the building. And it's week two. Week two, right? NBA season?
Officially week 2, yeah, week 1 just ended.
Yeah, man. This is a surprise. I don't want to say there's a lot of surprises, but there's a lot of good stuff going on in these first 2 weeks. Well, I do want to get into the very first thing I really want to get into. Oh man, you already? I think you know what I'm about to talk about. I hope you know what I'm about to talk about.
You thought we had the same MVP pick, so I don't know. We might be talking about the different things this time again.
Let's get into the Lakers.
Oh Lord,
let's get into the Lakers. It's like, what's going on? Is this a problem? Is this gonna be an all season thing? Like, what is going on?
Honestly, if you asking me as a team owner, GM, head coach, this is not a whole season thing. I'm not gonna let LeBron, AD, and the rest of the team have to deal with this.
Right.
Because whether you play Westbrook, you have him coming off the bench, you have anything going on now, because of everything that's going on with them, it's a whole situation. So we seen that LeBron was in a press conference and he even said it himself. He said, "Look, I just know you're trying to bait me to say something I shouldn't be saying."
Right.
So this is going to be an all-year thing, and we already know what the end goal of the Lakers since last season to do with Russ was to get him off the team. Russ knows that himself. Go ahead.
I mean, no, I mean, I definitely agree. I mean, there's a lot of Russ hate, and I mean,
the narrative, and it's not at the same time.
Yeah, there's a lot that is warranted. I granted, there's a lot that is warranted, but there's a lot that isn't. Like, he's not the main issue. Like, the issue, like, if you want to give a percentage of issues, he's probably about 25 to 30% of the issues that are facing this team. He's nowhere near 100%. Nowhere near.
Because let's say, 50% defense, 50% offense. The defense is spectacular. They're playing fantastic defense. So that 50%, we ain't even worried about it. Yeah. So him taking up 30% of the other 50% is like, all right, he's kind of a big problem just on offense.
Yeah.
So even if he's 30% of the problem, you got 70% of your team that's good. So if you just, like I said, it's just an inevitable thing. If you get rid of that 30%, let's play with 70%. And when you don't have that 30% you have to worry about, it allows your team to boost up and actually play better. And if they don't play better, it's like, all right, cool, you don't have Westbrook out there, so what do you expect?
But it's not just Westbrook. I mean, look at let's all right, so let's say Westbrook is 30% of it. 25% of it is Patrick Beverley. You have Patrick Beverley out there doing things that Patrick Beverley doesn't do. You have him the other night he took 7 to 8 shots, all from 3. He was 1 for 8.
3. My boy remembered his percentage from last season. He said, I'm actually shooting this stuff good, but you ain't shooting Steph Curry shots. You're shooting Steph Curry shots now, and those things ain't dropping. Why? Because you're not Steph Curry. You sit in the corner, you spot up, and you take the open 3. You don't create your own threes.
He doesn't.
But that just stems from the offense. It just stems from the offense being stagnant, being bad, and now everybody feels like they got to play the hero ball at some point and step up.
We're gonna have to pause this conversation real quick. You're coming in a little choppy. I'm gonna try to remove you and bring you back in.
I ain't gonna lie, that's probably my internet. That was happening. I promise you it's not you, bro. I'm gonna keep it a stack. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, it's probably the internet, bro. I don't know why I was acting like that. Am I still choppy?
Yeah, you're still a little choppy. I'm gonna remove you. I'm gonna bring you right back in. Let's see.
I don't think it's gonna be any different.
Yeah, I don't think it's not. It's just a little choppy. You might have
That's
to
what I'm
leave
saying.
the studio and come back in.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I'm sorry, guys. We're having a little technical difficulties. Little technical difficulties, but he'll be back in here in just a second. How's everybody doing out here tonight? Today? Whenever? Oh. Okay, here we go. All right, let's see if we still got a little bit.
Testing 1, 2, 3. What we at?
Oh yeah, way better.
I had to switch
live.
to the free internet. I don't know. It was doing that earlier. I thought it was just 2K, but it was me.
I thought it was 2K.
Right. You know you got.
But yeah, back to the Lakers.
On 2K.
I mean,
the Lakers
we
gonna
do.
blame 2K too. What are you talking
We
about?
do.
Every time Russ take a 2-for-1 when you're up, and he gonna blame 2K.
I mean, I would.
Yeah, let's do it. But anyway, some of the hate is warranted. Some of it isn't.
Yeah, I agree. Some of it is warranted.
Like if we thinking about like even just the game against Portland, of course, him taking that 2-for-1 when you're up, well, you're supposed to be doing it the other way. When you're down, you could do a 2-for-1. You know what I mean? But
right.
Still, I would even do. I'm still looking for the best shot anyway.
Yeah,
but we're talking about that play. Like, yeah, Westbrook did some dumb shit, some dumb stuff. Part of my language, but let's not act like LeBron almost didn't airball a 3 right before. It just grazed the rim. He thought he was Damian Lillard. He did a pound dribble sidestep 3.
Yeah, from logo. From logo.
Like
from logo. I mean, didn't AD shoot a corner 3 and hit the side of the So yes. I mean, there's a lot of blame to go all the way around. Like I don't want to put all the blame on Russ. The blame, majority of the blame isn't on Russ, and I would say majority of the blame has to be on the front office. Rob Pelinka, who signed an extension, who signed a bigger contract, and he didn't even do well putting a good roster around LeBron. So I mean, if you want to start the blame has to go from top to bottom. You know, it has to start out at the front office because you're the one that's constructing the team, right? Genie Bus, you're constructing this team to put around LeBron. You know there's already a blueprint. There's a blueprint. Cleveland, Miami, Cleveland. Now he's in LA. There's a blueprint. There's literally 3 teams that you have a blueprint of what to surround LeBron with. And this is not the past 2 years. Both teams is not the teams to surround LeBron with. You want to capitalize on him being one of the top 5 players in the world and maximize on his championship window, then you have to put the right pieces around him that are going to not only help him flourish, but also help the team flourish. This is not conducive to what they want to do on the floor with LeBron at all. If you want AD to play the Bosch type of ball, then one, you need a coach that's going to maximize getting production out of. Say what you want about Miami right now, you know, with the way that the season is playing out right now. But Eric Spoelstra is a top 5 coach. Eric Spoelstra got the max out of Chris Bosh. I mean, Chris Bosh was playing arguably way better than he ever played when he was with the Raptors, when he was in Miami. Dwayne Wade is a credit to Eric Spoelstra for getting the most out of Dwayne Wade, because I mean, you look at Dwayne Wade is a top 5 shooting guard ever. So I mean, when you look at it and you look at everything else that they maxed him out and what they put around LeBron while he was in Miami, he goes back to Cleveland. What they do, they basically did the same thing. Kevin Love became Bosh. Kyrie was a better version of what you could do with Wade. This is what you have to put around him. So if you want AD to be the Bosh, then you need somebody who's the Wade, who is the Kyrie, because it's not Westbrook.
Yeah, it's not, but
It's not.
it's still a way. It's still the same formula when you think about it, but it's just the player that they brought in. It's not to the same caliber as far as like, all right, cool. He can still hit the mid range. He's still efficient. D Wade was still efficient at getting to the basket and hitting the mid range and making all creative floated type of shots around the basket. So even if he couldn't drive directly to the basket, he could stop and do a little mid range game. You had Kyrie, who was fantastic on all three levels, and then you have Westbrook, who was fantastic getting to the basket when he was in his prime.
He's not doing
right
that
now.
Right
Now he's over that hill already, and there ain't no but downhill from here. And
do you think it would be better if he does come off the bench? Do you think it would be better?
Of course, it would be better because now he actually has. Because the thing about it, and I was just gonna say, just like the other people, at least D Wade and Kyrie was some type of threat off the ball. Whether they would do good cuts at the right time and things like that. But a guy like Westbrook, he's so ball dominant, just like how we used to even see, and they used to talk about it with James Harden and stuff. Once they don't touch the ball, they just sitting there at the logo, just looking at the gameplay. Like, all right, y'all gonna do something? Y'all gonna do something? All right, give me the ball back so I can do something. So they're not used to cutting anything like that anymore. So just like now you're not viable off ball, and your biggest strength is being on ball, but we have one of the best players in the world.
Yeah.
Still, even at the age of 37,
at the age of 58,
bro, he would still be better than Westbrook right now. So it's just like,
look at Jordan. Jordan's 60, he can still ball.
Exactly. Why would we take the ball out of his hand and put it in your hand?
I think that the Lakers are going to continue to struggle until they make a viable trade and make sure that they can.
They don't even have to make a trade right now. Let's keep it a stack. Just send Westbrook home.
I wouldn't. I would trade him. I would trade him.
No. The thing about it is, I would still be looking for a trade option, but I'm sending him.
But you wouldn't play him.
I'm not playing him.
You would basically do John Wall him. Yeah. Basically,
would be John Wall, bro. Yeah, just sit on the sideline, collect your money, and we're gonna look for a trade. If nothing comes up, then hey, you just sat there. But we're not having none of this go on. Like, I need my team to play like a team and a function and try to create a unity or something. Like, because it's like some of these guys we may have to play them next year. Right now, let's keep it a fact. Let's keep it a stack. We got to think about it. We wasted 2 years of LeBron's career. Just now.
Yeah.
Why? Because Rob Pelinka ain't want to say no. But it's a tough situation because the thing about it, he could have said no to the Westbrook trade, but now if you say no to LeBron with something that he wants, Rob Pelinka's at a place where he got to sign a new contract. So it's like, all right, cool, Brian, you can get Westbrook, and we'll figure out what to do around that. So it's like Rob Pelinka's in a tough space too because it's like he got to satisfy LeBron so he can keep him, so he could get a contract for himself. But then you also got to create a championship team, and like, let's keep it a stack as Pelinka, just like the rest of the world. Once that trade happened, they even talked about, me and you, we were saying like, I don't think that's gonna work. Like, I don't get paid for this. I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I looked at that and said, that ain't gonna work.
Yeah, it's not gonna work. I think that ultimately, and again, I hate to put majority of the blame on Westbrook because it's really not on him. And I hate how the narrative is him. But the thing is, it's just that he's not a good fit for this team. He could be an excellent fit on a different team where they need somebody who is ball dominant, who can get the ball out. Because look, essentially, LeBron and Westbrook are almost the exact same players. The only difference is LeBron could shoot the ball. I mean, maybe not at a high percentage, but he could shoot. That's the difference between LeBron and Westbrook.
Yeah, if LeBron took a 3 in the fourth, I'm like, that could go in. If Westbrook,
I'm not mad at it.
He's praying like, can it please go in? Like,
you're praying that it hits the rim at that point. So I mean, you essentially have two of the same players, and on a team where they're not shooters. Like it'd be different if the two same players were shooters. Like at the most you have to worry about is them getting touches. You know what I'm saying? Them getting shots. Clay and Curry.
No, what I was going to say, like you said it before, Wade and LeBron. When you think about them,
right?
They were close to similar. They both attacked the basket. That's what they did.
But the thing is, Wade could get his own bucket. Wade was a way better shot creator, and he's a way better shooter than LeBron currently. I mean, than Westbrook ever was. That's the thing. We lauded Westbrook because in the beginning of his career he was making these shots, but he was also taking a higher percentage of shots. I mean, when KD was in OKC, Westbrook was averaging more shots than KD. Mind you, KD was, a lot more efficient, and he could get 27 on less shots. But the thing is, that's not conducive going forward. And you look at it right now, it's not conducive. I don't want Westbrook taking more than 5 shots a game. I don't mind if the shots is in the painted area and they're not shots, they're layups. I want quality, high percentage, looks. When you're taking shots 15 feet out, no, I don't want Westbrook doing that.
Yeah, the shot selection is horrible.
Yeah, I would immediately bench them. But that's the thing. Now it comes the balance of where, well, you're gonna have to hurt somebody's feelings, and it's either going to be Rob Pelinka's feelings or it's gonna be Westbrook's feelings, and it's up for Jeannie Buss to make that decision because one of them got to go. That's the way I look at it. One of them has to go. And if you look at the trickle down effect, it would have to be Westbrook. Westbrook has to go because if Westbrook stays, you're still in the same situation.
I mean, Westbrook was gone. Rob Pelinka just signed a contract. You ain't just gonna sign somebody and then like, well, you gotta go. We got you, Westbrook.
Right.
We'll be looking at the play and be like, nah. So Westbrook gotta go.
Yeah, Westbrook has to go, and I hate to have to be him, but the thing is, it's what there's not going to be winning basketball as long as he's on that court. It's not. Moving on from the Lakers, I want to talk about Mr. 100 pounds lighter and Mr. MVP Embiid. What is going on in Philadelphia? It is, what's crazy? The basketball team, Philadelphia basketball, is like the only Philadelphia sport right now that's not playing winning ball. I mean, you got the Union, the soccer team. They're in the playoffs right now. You got the Eagles, my Eagles, the 6-0, only undefeated team in the NFL. You got the Phillies, Philadelphia Phillies, who just made it to the World Series, and then you got and then you got the Flyers. The Flyers, I think they're still undefeated in the NHL. The NHL season just started, and now you got the 76ers, who just got their first one of the season.
I ain't gonna lie, I don't know who Philadelphia. I haven't talked about their sports team. This is off track, but who decided to call them the Phillies? That's so redundant.
You know what's funny? I was literally talking about that the other day. I was like, yo, bro. First of all, it's Philadelphia, and then you take the nickname, and it's the Phillies, but the Philadelphia Philly, like that doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense. And then the mascot is even worse. The mascot is like a Muppet.
Y'all ain't got a national bird y'all could call this or something like
right? Like I mean,
I like the name Phillies, but the Philadelphia Phillies,
like it just doesn't make any sense. Like why? Yeah, literally have your city name in the nickname. Like it's like I don't know, man. Whoever owned the team, whoever bought the team, it was like, you know what?
Yeah,
the Phillies is a good name to name my baseball team. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. But shout out to Philly. They're in the World Series.
had money and they were just like, yeah, sir, good name.
Shout out to Phillies though. Shout out to Phillies. They're in the World Series.
Yeah. Doing their thing.
But yeah, I mean,
Who
the
else is
Sixers.
playing in the World Series? You know, I don't watch baseball.
Houston,
Did
the
the
Astros.
Mets
They
make
just
it?
nah. Can we not talk about the Mets? Like, what's up? Yeah, first of all, the Yankees got swept, so I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear nothing.
Shit. Did they make it further than the Mets?
I mean, you know what? We're talking about basketball right now. Let's talk about the 76ers. We're talking about the 76ers. But yeah, so the 76ers, they just got their first win of the season. They was in an 0-3 hole. They got their first win of the season. Yeah, clapping it up for them. Clap it up. I was really when we started 2 weeks ago when we said this season, we said that the Sixers was going to be a top 3 team. Right now, they are a bottom 4 team.
Yeah, okay. It's still early.
I mean, it is still early, and I think the longer it's a long season. It's a long season. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. I think that a lot of people was worried because they got into an 0-3 hole. But the thing is it's not like they lost to bums. It's not like they lost to scrubs. You know, I mean, if they lost to like the Magic or like the Pistons or somebody, like, you know, then I could say, all right, maybe.
What they did, they lost to bums. I know they beat the Spurs, didn't they?
They almost lost to the Spurs. No, they beat the Pacers. I think they
beat the Pacers. They lost to the Spurs.
I think they did lose to the Spurs. Yeah. Hold on,
They lost to some bums.
Yeah, they did. They did. From here. Yeah, they lost. They lost by double digits to the Spurs. Let's see here. Yeah, they lost to the Spurs. They lost to the Bucks and the Celtics. So the Bucks and the Celtics, they gave them a good game. They lost 90-88. I'm not mad at that. I still think the Bucks is the top team in the East, in the Eastern Conference. I think that they're going to be number 1. They're the ones to look out for. A fully healthy Bucks team, I think they're going to go all the way. Celtics, they're still, you know, I mean, as long as Tatum and Brown are healthy, I mean, arguably, they're still a top 2, 3, 4 team in the East.
They laid the egg though yesterday.
But yeah, they laid the egg against the Spurs. They lost 114-105. I think that I think that was the loss that I would say I would have probably panicked if they would have lost to the Pacers. Like because you don't want to start the season with 5 losses. So when you're already in a hole 4 losses, what their next game is against the Raptors, who is a highly competitive team. You know, you have them slotted for the playoffs. So I mean, when you look at a highly competitive team, and then on top of that, you're already deflated from 4 losses. You're going into this 5th loss. Their next couple of games would be like, it would be make or break. Like that could define your season. You don't want to start your season 0-5. And you know, they got their first win against the Pacers. I think that was a quality win. They have back-to-back games against the Raptors. Well, not back-to-back, but you know, home and away game against the Raptors. And then they finish on Saturday against the Bulls, who surprisingly looks really good without Lonzo. I didn't think that they would look this good without Lonzo.
Yeah, that's a whole fact. But yeah, that's a whole fact. So it's gonna be tough games because they 1-3 right now. Let's really like, I don't know. Them boys it's just the Spurs loss for me. But anyway, I feel like with the problem with the Sixers, man. Let's keep it a stack. We got a guy who lost 100 pounds. We got a guy who's out there looking like he gained 100 pounds.
Embiid, yeah.
Yes, Embiid out there looking
You know what's funny? He's looking like how when Jokic came in and what was it? It wasn't last season, it was the year before, because last season he came in shape. But the year before, his first MVP, he came in out of shape. He was out of shape. And it hurt the Nuggets a little bit. He got into shape as the season went across. But the thing is, you don't want your players getting into shape as the season is going in. You want your players to be in shape, and because when you're out of shape, your injuries. That's the first thing. Embiid is already injury prone. Now you have to worry about his injury. You have to worry about his health.
Yeah.
2, he looks sluggish out there. Give him 10 minutes, he looks sluggish. By the fourth quarter, he looks gassed.
Yeah.
He's not the same player in the fourth quarter that he is in the first quarter. And that's another thing. Even with rest, you need your star. Yeah, you need your star to be able to finish in the fourth quarter. You can't finish in the fourth quarter. Why do I have you out there? And you're a star at that. And then 3, I would say the worst thing that's the worst part of him being out of shape and them getting off to the slow start is the fact that as a star, what are you showing your younger players that's or on the team that's looking up to him? What are you showing the rest of your team? If your star isn't committed with keeping his health, with being in shape for the season, what are we doing here?
I mean, to be fair on Embiid's part, the difference between Jokic and Embiid is when Jokic did that, Jokic was just fat. That was him partying and doing what Jokic does.
Yeah.
This time with Embiid,
and he was still balling. He was still balling.
But the thing about it is Embiid had a whole plantar fasciitis thing going on during the off season. And so that's why he really couldn't condition himself the way that, he would have hoped to come into the season. But still, like you said, there's still no excuse. You're supposed to be you're the top 3 MVP last year. You know what I mean? You was top 3 in there. And this year, we expect you to still be top 3.
Yeah, I mean, you're a top 5 player in the league right now.
So we're not taking any days off for you. We're not giving you no cutting you no slack, no none of that. So we need you to go out there and ball. But that's one of the things, like I said, him being out of shape, him being 100 pounds over. He's not really 100 pounds like Harden. He's 100 pounds. But that's definitely a situation. Then also they out there playing lackluster basketball. They're doing a back and forth, your turn, my turn. And the thing with them two, it's just like, it's not going to get them both going.
Right.
Because you got to think about it. Those first 3 games, we can even blame Harden because Harden was playing like Harden. And then when we see the last game, Embiid finally he dropped a 40-point game. He did his thing.
Yeah, he did his thing. But he had to.
James Harden was 4 for 18. So it's like the thing about it, you got to figure out how to get these two flowing and going at the same time.
At the same time, yeah.
It shouldn't be no 40-point games each. They both should be dropping 30. Like it should be somebody gonna have 40, but they should be dropping 30.
Yeah, they should. Easy. At the very least, they should be both averaging 25 together. 25. And then you have Maxey that could chip in and give you 20, 21, 22 points. Yeah, but that's how it should be. You have your 2 stars. Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course, Tobias. I mean, I would more. I think that Maxey has a little bit more upside as far as.
No. That's 20, what I'm saying. I feel,
but you want Harris to chip in. Right. But what I'm saying is at the very least, both of these are 2 stars that should be averaging 26 a game. At the very least. Mm-hmm. Together, they should be both chipping in and giving you 26 quality points a game. Let's see. More surprising start. Jazz or Spurs?
Man, let's keep it a stack. These are both Wembanyama teams. I hope I said his name right. Mm-hmm. So they both surprises, but I'm gonna give it to the Jazz simply because the Spurs have Popovich, so he's gonna give them quality ball. I don't even know who the head coach is at the Jazz right now.
Yeah, I don't even know who the head coach is.
I don't know his name by memory. I know they just hired him, but I just don't know by memory. And it's like when you got Popovich, you're like, they're gonna have a system and still this, that, and the third to have something where they're gonna play good basketball regardless.
Yeah.
So it's like, you expect that from the Jazz. You expect the Jazz to be number 30 of 30 when you came into the season. You didn't expect them to even try. Now you think I know Danny Ainge just sitting here like, yo, we're supposed to be losing, guys.
Yeah.
Like,
what are y'all doing right now?
that's not my
What are y'all
job.
doing? What
Then
are
on the
y'all
other
doing?
And it's like, as a competitor, you're like, yeah, I want us to win, but like, no,
Yeah.
I want Wembanyama, whatever, Victor.
Yeah,
We
I
need him.
think
So I think the
I
Jazz is
think
more surprising. And I shout out Lowry Marketing, because I told you about him when he was in Cleveland. I was mad that he
you did. You
was the
did.
one who got
You
traded.
did. You did.
Look what he's doing out there.
It's not even
My boy
Sexton.
going off.
It's Clarkson and Mark Cannon. So I mean, yeah, shout out to them.
Yes.
I'd say the Spurs too, man. I think the Jazz has they're a little bit more surprising because we didn't expect them to
the
be
Jazz is more surprising, man. The Spurs,
right. The Jazz. Well, I didn't expect the Spurs to be good. Like I expected them to be decent. I mean, when you're coached by one of the greatest coaches to ever coach basketball, he's gonna make y'all, he's gonna get y'all in spots. He's gonna get y'all to play. Y'all gonna play ball. I just didn't expect them to be halfway decent that they are right now. I think it's a surprising start, but I agree. The more surprising start is the 3-1 Jazz. I mean, you look at a team that was still expected to be a lottery team, and they are competing. And it's not like they're competing against other lottery bound teams. They're actually competing against good teams or teams that are slotted to go to the playoffs. I mean, what was their first loss? I gotta pull this up here. Houston. Yeah, I mean,
Houston,
yeah, they
points.
lost a game, a team that that could be up in a coin toss. Where it's like, all right, well, Houston, that could be a coin toss. But I mean, you look at the other teams that they've that they won against. I mean, look at this. I mean, you have a win against the Pelicans, and they won by 1 point. And again, I have the Pelicans as my sleeper. I have the Pelicans going at the very least to the second round in the playoffs. They took the Timberwolves to overtime. Another playoff slotted team. They beat the Nuggets straight up. They beat the Nuggets straight up. I mean, and the Nuggets are another team that's expected to go to the playoffs. So I mean, you look at this team, they're balling right now. So I do agree. More surprising start is the Jazz.
Yeah. You got Olynyk hitting game-winning shots. Come on.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Oh man, let's get to it. Let's get to it. Let's talk it up. Let's talk it up. Oh man, look at my Knicks. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. You know, experts said that we was gonna be 0-3 at this time of the season. I mean, it's still early. Look, you know what? I like the way this team is playing right now. I like the faster pace. I like Jalen Brunson. We talked about it during the off season that I felt like Jalen Brunson was an overpay. I felt like they went for the wrong guy. But when you look at the way this team is constructed with a lot of the young guys, a lot of what they want to do, I think Jalen Brunson actually is perfect for them. My only gripe right now is Derrick Rose. I feel like Derrick Rose is not getting enough minutes. If you're gonna have him coming off with the second unit, it feels to me like he's uncomfortable being in that role and not having the minutes and not being able to maximize. And I get it. You want to play with your young guys. You want these guys to get valuable minutes and stuff. If the Lakers want to trade for anybody, I mean, we're not going to take Westbrook, but I feel like Rose is somebody that can help the Lakers. He's somebody that can go ahead and get his own bucket. He's somebody who I feel like could still average 15 points if he's a starter. I don't think he could do it off the bench. I think off the bench, he's going to do exactly what he's doing for the Knicks. But if you want to start somebody and the Lakers need to start on point guard and you want to add a veteran, that's not going to cost you too much, I think Rose would be that. Rose would be perfect slotted next to LeBron and AD, in my opinion.
I ain't gonna lie. When you talk about Rose, like, yes, I feel what you're saying. And you talk about the Lakers, like, Yes, I feel what you're saying, but not gonna cost too much, bro. If anybody who's taking Westbrook, it's gonna cost a lot for. It's gonna cost a lot for the Lakers. I don't think.
I don't think that they would trade.
even
I don't think they would
worth
trade
it.
Westbrook. It would have to be a 3-team trade because the Knicks is not going to take on Westbrook. They're not going to take on the contract, and they're not. We have no use for him. We already have a starting guard. You're not going to start. You'll be crazy to start
That's
Westbrook
what I'm saying.
over
Like,
Brunson.
so then who would you trade for? Like, it ain't nobody.
So you would do a 3-team trade. You would do a 3-team trade. And this is what I would do. It is. But I mean, this is the NBA. I mean, Kings of 3-4.
I mean, this is the next trade, y'all. If y'all watching, this is the next trade. Go ahead.
I would trade. We give Rose to the Lakers for a pick. I would take a second or a late first round, unprotected, and then you ship out Westbrook to make the money work to, let's say, the Jazz. And then the Knicks get Jordan Clarkson. I just want Clarkson, man. I just want Clarkson.
No.
I know. That's so unrealistic.
I want this is the next trade. This ain't even a trade.
It's not. It's an unrealistic. It's an unrealistic trade. It's an unrealistic trade. I would like Clarkson. I think that Clarkson would be terrific off the bench. But I really feel like if you want to maximize what the Knicks have right now, one, I would bring Evan Fournier off the bench. You're either going to start Cam Reddish or Quentin Grimes. With Grimes injured right now, I would start Reddish. And the reason why I would start Reddish over Fournier, Reddish is younger, about 10 years younger, and he's way more athletic. I think, in my opinion, he's probably the most athletic wing that we have on this team.
I think, I ain't gonna lie, I gotta ask you the question since you brought his name up. How do you feel about Cam Reddish? Do you think, like, because a lot of, every way they feel like he's too inconsistent, he might be.
He is. He's very inconsistent. But the thing is, you're not gonna get more consistent by not playing. You have to be able to play. You have to be able to get out there. You have to see, move within the offense and be around the guys that you're going to be around. So if he's going to be in the first unit, then he has to be with the first unit guys. I like that Tibbs has him closing with the first unit guys. I think that he's defensively, he's way more rangy and he has a little bit more of an F factor defensively than over Fournier. So I like him closing out the games. I think that Tibbs made an excellent decision in having him close out these games. Offensively, if you want him to excel and to be a little bit more consistent, he has to be able to run more consistently with the first unit. He has to be able to get more comfortable, find your spots, know where the guys are going to be on the court. So that way, when you're out there with them, you know where to go to get your spot, and your teammates know how to set you up to get that. And I think Brunson is going to be terrific in order to facilitate that. I mean, you look at how Brunson has been playing so far. I mean, I did you think that Julius Randle would be, actually good off the ball and doing the off the ball stuff? Because I didn't. I had no confidence in Julius Randle. None.
Nobody does.
I mean, I still don't. I think it's just early in the season and they're playing winning basketball. The minute that they start losing is going to be, it's going to be the same old Randle. But I think that right now you have a happy Randle who is willing to play the role that he's playing right now. Right. I give them 2 or 3 back-to-back losses. I guarantee. I mean, that's Randle. Randle is very volatile in his emotions, and that's the thing that scares me the most. And when you have a guy like that in the locker room, it's like rotten fruit. When you have rotten fruit next to other good fruit, it becomes rotten.
What are you insinuating? You say he's very emotional. What are you trying to say? Are you trying to say he's gonna punch one of his teammates?
No,
that's the next person.
Nah, I mean, I don't think he's gonna punch anybody.
I put my money on. All right, Randle. All right, cool.
I just think that
be the next person.
He's stupid. I just think that with the way that his mental makeup is not, the minute there's losing, the minute he feels like there's a losing culture, the minute he kind of loses faith in the team and ultimately in himself. And when you have a person like that, like when you look at his body language, when you look at the things that he was doing, in huddles and on the court last season, you don't want to bring that into the season, especially with a team that has aspirations on making it to the playoffs this year.
And let me just say, I don't think like what you were saying, like I'm with it, but I don't think he loses faith in himself. What happens is he loses faith in the team, and he has so much faith in himself that he thinks he's better than what he is, and then he's going out there messing up, and he's still, you know what I mean? So it's just like, ain't really, like I said, I think he got too much faith in himself. It's like, all right, cool, I understand, I like faith. You know what I mean? But you're not that guy like that.
You're not. So I think
just,
the All-Star selection kind of, it got to him. Yeah, it got to him.
Yeah, paid as much as this guy. I gotta be as good as him,
right?
Who is man you to keep you, bro? I ain't gonna lie. There's too much people in New York this in a while. So,
But I like the way they're playing right now. I think the Knicks are playing winning basketball right now.
I do too. And like what I was gonna say with Cam, like I think Cam just needs to because he was at other teams where there was actually contenders, this, that, and the third. So I don't think he really fell into his actual role on what he's supposed to be, which is just, and it's like coming out of high school, coming out of college. It's like, they used him even in Duke. It's just really a shooter, somebody who could score. It really wasn't that. Like, you have the athletic, you have the physical tools, the ability to play defense. If you just hone in on being that defender and just shooting threes, because he's wide open,
the offense is gonna come.
Yeah, exactly. The offense is gonna come where he's wide open. That guy is shooting like 40+% from anywhere on the spot.
Crazy.
Shoots. So if he just falls into
crazy,
three,
this is gonna be a wild comparison. He could be the Wiggins to this team. He could be Andrew Wiggins. He can. I mean, he's very athletic. He's young. And he's rangy. He could play defense. Let him go out there. Let him play defense. Let him get into his spot, and let him fly. I mean, what was it the other night? The first night when the Knicks went to overtime against the Grizzlies. I mean, who would have thought it was Cam that brought them into the overtime? I mean, I did it. When he shot that ball, I'm like, nah, that's off. I'm like, that's crazy. That's a crazy shot. You muted yourself. Let me unmute you. You muted yourself, bro. There you go.
Mute gang. But yeah, I have faith in him when he shot that. I ain't even gonna lie. I don't know why I have faith. I was like, oh no, that's good. Like it was just the play and everything. It kind of was a broken play. Like he just took off into that corner, and they just seen him. And I was just like, oh, no, that's good. That boy can shoot. And it's just like, that's just really what he need to do. He don't need to dribble the ball that often. He need to start moving around, getting some flow. But that also comes with culture and things like that and buying in. You got to understand, Andrew Wiggins wasn't Andrew Wiggins because that's who he is. Andrew Wiggins is that guy who he is. But he wasn't that when he was in Minnesota. Why? Because of the culture. They ain't just say, you do this, you do that. And and like you said with the Randall thing, when you see loser culture, you want to do more.
Yeah.
When you see a loser culture, you want to do more to help bring that up. Like, oh, I could do this, I could do that. No, we need you to do this. Just do this. Just do this. But when you lose it, it's just like, I'm doing this, but we're losing. Like, all right, cool. Just play that role, be the best at that, and we're gonna figure the rest out, bro.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it's just like he got to buy into that. And then honestly winning, just like you said, winning helps and makes everybody happy and play their role for real. So it's just like they got to win and just buy in.
Do you think that he should be starting over Fournier?
I think he should be starting, period. Honestly, like you said, it's just about getting these guys reps. Right now, we talking about all this hoopla about getting the young people out there, this, that, and the third, and play. Sure, we're winning some games. That's what you want to do regardless. You want to win. You want to make the playoffs. Right. You want to do all of that. But at the end of the day, look at the Warriors. The Warriors is out there putting out the young guys for a little longer than they should in games early in the season. Why? because they need them out there to get those reps, to see what's going on, to tweak themselves on the court. Like, all right, maybe I got to take a better angle because this player does this, that, and the third. You need that out there. So that's what you need to do with these young boys. You need to put them out there, let them play, let them figure some of the stuff out themselves, as well as you showing, guiding them. So the next following year or later on in the season, if you guys really going to play in a contention to really do something, they're ready, at least somewhat ready, or they could taste some victory. Like, look, Celtics, when they were younger, they was playing. They tasted that. Now they like, all right, cool. Now we missed out on the last 2 years, but now we're back and we've been there. So I want to be there for real. Like, so it's like you got to get them hungry and get them situated and started where they feel it. Like they produced some of that. They brought that to the team and did that.
Facts. I think that having having that culture, I think that especially with him starting, alongside his best friend, if he starts alongside RJ is gonna, he's gonna get his guy right. Jalen Brunson is gonna get him in the spots. I think that as long as he's out there, he knows his role. I need you out here to play defense. You see RJ's out here playing defense. RJ's out here running the floor. RJ, I think that he started the season a little bit overly aggressive on defense, and it is kind of going off onto his offense. But I mean, you want that though. His offense is going to come. I think that as defense is going to create easy offense for you. And as long as everybody is in their spots and as long as everybody is holding themselves accountable, I think that they're going to be good moving forward. But I do want to touch up on my boy, Ja Morant.
Oh, he won MVPs right now.
Can we give him his roses, man? Can we? Oh my gosh, man, he is playing at such a high level right now. I mean, by far, he's running away. If the season ended today, he has my MVP vote.
Bro, he's just built different this year so far. I know it's early, it's a few games in a game, but this man is dunking. He's shooting threes.
He's playing defense.
Passing the ball. He's giving them everything they need out there. And it's just like, yo, all right, cool. Ja Morant, you was passing the ball, you was dunking, but it's the 3-pointers that's unleashing him. Like, because it's now you looking at the coach. Once he blow by you, and the coach mad, you look at him, but he can shoot, coach.
Yeah.
That's what you can say. He can shoot, coach. I'm trying to take him at a 3. But then he boom on your big man, and your big man looking at you like, yo, step back a little. But the coach told me to step up. Yo, look.
I mean, it's one of those things where right now you have to pick your poison with him. I think that 3 yesterday against the Nets, that 3 over Kyrie, that was, in my opinion, that was a statement. That was, look, keep playing me this far. I'm gonna shoot. I'm not afraid to shoot anymore. I know that I can make it. This is confidence. This is what you need from a shooter. The 90% of making shots and shooting in the NBA is confidence. And you have ultimate confidence in yourself, and you know that ball is going in. You're gonna let it fly, and that's exactly what he's doing right now. Ben Simmons got no confidence in his shot.
You got take some notes. But I'm listening.
But yeah, I mean, Ja's playing out of his mind right now. I think that if he could keep this up for the I mean, we're not just talking about MVP. We're talking about maybe number 1 seed. We're talking about, them actually making noise. The craziest thing to me is that I think that Ja feels like he left a lot of food on the table last year. The loss to the Warriors ignited something in him. And he wants that. And that's what you want from especially from your star. You want your star to be hungry and gritty, and you want them to be able to go out there and be like, nah, I want this. I'm not gonna settle for a second round exit. I'm not gonna settle for Western Conference exit. I wanna taste the finals. I want to get there. And in order for us to get there, I have to elevate my game and play at a level where nobody else is playing at right now. And that's exactly what Ja's doing. And I love it. I think that Ja's right now top player in the league, bar none.
Yeah, and I'm gonna touch on what you said about that mentality. He does have a crazy mentality, and that's something you can't teach. The fact that he sat there and said he got Ben Simmons to foul out, and the fact that he went in a press conference to say, "Yeah, this was a play from 3 years ago.
Mm,
Ben Simmons stole the ball from me, so
mm.
I kind of baited him and caught the same thing." So this guy ain't forgetting none of this stuff. So when he go against the Warriors, he ain't forgetting none of that from last year that they got him out of the game. That they
I love it.
tweeted back. That Klay Thompson
Yeah.
tweeted back. You know what I mean?
And Draymond, yeah.
Yeah, all of that. He ain't gonna forget none of that.
Oh yeah, he want that Christmas game. He
So it's
want that
just like,
Christmas game.
yeah, exactly. So it's just like, yo, this, like he said, it's a monster.
Yeah, I mean when you have a player, I mean the last player in the league that played with that kind of chip on his shoulder was Kobe. And
Mhm.
there's not a lot of players in this league right now that's playing like that, with the edge like that, that's going into each game, taking mental
Mhm.
notes, and it's like, okay, watch what I do next game.
And then
I'm not
getting
going to be
better.
held. I'm not going to be stopped. Yeah, and getting he's 23, 20. Yo, bro, he is
Mhm.
playing out of his mind right now. I
He's
mean,
going in the off season and doing things to work on his game. Not a lot of players are doing that. Who's already considered, like we talk about, he's already considered one of the best players in the league. Let's keep it funky. Last year he won the most improved player. What we talk about, that's just like now they just gave him that award because they couldn't give him MVP because he was right. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And it was just like, yo, they gave him that because they couldn't give him MVP. Let's just keep it a stack. He's one of the better point guards in the league.
Yep. I'm
And
top
it's just
two.
like, no.
Top two. It's not even close right now.
Bro, I don't know what you want to do with that guy, man.
He's tough to guard, man. And shout out to Bane too. Bane
Top
came
two?
back and he's just I say
So
top
you-
two. I mean, I still
top
think
two?
Curry's number one.
Yeah, who number
I,
one? Oh,
I can't put him
what
above
about,
Curry. I can't
what
put him.
about Luka? Because I thought that was your MVP.
Luka's playing good. Luka's playing decent, but he's not playing at the
He's
level
not
where
playing Ja
he's not
Morant.
playing. Yeah, he's not playing Ja Morant ball right now. I mean, Ja Morant is by far. I mean, I'm telling you, if the season ends today, he is MVP. He keeps this up throughout the next 82 games. He's MVP. He might be the second unanimous MVP all time, next to Curry. And now you have to have that argument. Now he has to ascend. Now you gotta go out there and win games. Now you gotta go out there, go deep in the playoffs. Now you gotta get to the finals. Now you gotta win game. You gotta get Memphis. The Grizzlies gotta win a ship now. But we're getting ahead of ourselves because it's still early in the season. But I mean,
yeah, we could be high. This is what we do.
I mean,
this is what we do every year. Let's hype them up. Early in the season, we give it MVPs out.
Yeah, we got to. All right, 2-minute report. We're gonna run down. First of all, let's talk about the worst teams in the league right now.
We already
the Magic.
The Lakers. Oh,
the Magic and the Thunder. I mean, yeah, the Lakers is one of them, but the Magic and the Thunder. I think the Thunder one is right where they should be because they're still in sweepstakes and they don't even have
they don't have
their
their
number one pick.
So
yeah. But the Magic is a little surprising to me. I thought that the Magic would be a little bit more competitive this year, and they haven't really been competitive. They haven't shown that, like, the flashes that they've shown is not evident. It's not like, okay, they're going somewhere. I still feel like they're still where they are. There's no improvement. There's new players. There's no culture. They don't know what they want to do. They don't have an identity.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm good.
No, I feel that, but I think honestly, they showed a little competitive. When they played against the Celtics, man, we can't say that wasn't competitive right there. That was they played some competitive ball. My man Franz is out there. Franz, that's my guy. I honestly, when I was talking to somebody about him, they was talking about him playing defense. I was like, he's gonna get torched in the league, but I didn't expect his offense to be what it is. Paolo, that boy playing like a number one
Hey,
pick out
he playing like a
there.
number one pick.
He really is.
Yeah, I
He's the
mean,
number
I
one.
said it. I
Like
said that he was better than Jabari Smith, but you know what?
nah, you know what's the thing? Listen, and I'm gonna defend myself with that, right? I like Jabari. And I think
I do too.
and I think like what I was thinking about it with the Magic, I'm like, yo, it's about I felt like they drafted Suggs, they have the other dude from Philly who forgot how to shoot. They had the other point guard. Yeah, Markelle Fultz. They had 3 point guards.
Yeah, they have 3 point guards.
So that's what my thinking was. I'm like, if they're gonna pick up a forward who's gonna be a forward, they need somebody who's gonna shoot and play defense. But as strongly, I felt their point guards this week, and clearly they felt the same way too. So picking up Paolo was obviously the right pick for them,
right? Because I mean,
obviously he's somebody who can create his own shot. Yeah, he could create his own shot. He could do all that. Jabari doesn't have that. So but when we thinking about the prototypical foreman in the league, and a person who's gonna bring you what you need, is a 3-and-D. Like those positions have been 3-and-D, and I think Jabari is one of those guys who's going to be a high level 3-and-D. Right now, his 3 is off because at the end of the day, now he in Houston with 2 people who could score the ball, but they don't pass the ball as well neither.
So it was just arguing it was arguing last night.
Were they really? Damn, I missed that.
Yeah, Jalen. Was it Jalen Green? Jalen Green was arguing with Jabari Smith. They didn't say what they was arguing about, but I'm pretty sure it's because Jalen not trying to pass the ball. I can see
it because I ain't gonna lie. Those first, because I watched Houston. I ain't watched it. I literally just turned the game on though. It's literally playing in the back. Not back here, but over on my actual TV. And I was watching the games, and I'm like, yo, Jalen and KPJ, they just always miss this guy wide open. He be wide open, and this is a guy who in his college career is shooting like 40%.
Yeah.
You got every time he's open, pass him the ball.
Yeah, he's the prototypical 3-and-D at the 4.
Exactly. So it's just like the only problem is literally the passing. If they got the right passes on time for Jabari, he would look even better right now. Because they be having him play at the 5 and everything right now. Even for Houston, just get him spot minutes at the 5, and he plays well. But I still would like him better at the 4. And if you get a better 5 in there who could still space the floor, they would be a fantastic team as well if they pass the ball. But that's the thing with them.
But the thing is, they're not point guards. Jalen and KPJ, they're not point guards. So they're 2 guards. So at the end of the day, I mean, you're concerned, obviously, that they're not getting the ball to Jabari, because at the end of the day, Jabari can shoot the ball, and he shot at a high clip in college. He shot at a high clip in high school. You know that he can do it, and you know that he could do it on the other end too. He could play defense. You're not worried about the defense. You're worried about making sure that we could get the ball in his hands so that he can shoot the ball, because he's a spot up shooter. And when you have him spot him up and the defense is collapsing on Jalen because he's trying to get to the rim or he's trying to create his own shot, that's when you should be passing the ball over to the corner or to the wing or to the hash.
On time and target. They've been giving him passes, but they've been late because these guys are trying to make shots instead of actually getting him the ball on time. And like it shows, like he's not shooting well.
Yeah, he's not. He's not shooting in rhythm. There's no rhythm for him. It reminds me of playing 2K with certain people at point guard, but But I mean, it sucks. But until they're able to actually get a true point guard, they're not going to be able to go any further than what. And Houston has a whole bunch of upside. I think that if any team other than the Thunder have tremendous upside with their young guys, it's Houston. Yeah, and I'm rooting for Houston. I like Jalen Green. I like KPJ. I love Jabari. They're not going to get better until you get
somebody decides to be like, you know what, I'm gonna get these guys some shots. Then they'll be fantastic. But until then,
Fantastic.
that's the only reason, like I said, Jabari, just literally just for the prototype how the NBA is played, that spot. If you play 3-and-D, you Covington, you those guys, you're fantastic. That's the reason why I was like, all right, that's what they need.
Nah,
And why
facts.
I would pick
I
them
agree.
over because I'm like, but Suggs and them is all low level point guards anyway. So it's like that Paolo pick is fantastic for the Magics, and I wasn't even mad about it.
Yeah.
I don't think they are neither, obviously. So I love it for
Okay,
them.
so our last topic, we talked about the two bottom teams in the league. Let's talk about the two top teams right now. What is going on with the Trailblazers? 4-0 right now. 4-0.
I mean,
You actually, this was your sleeper. Your sleeper was the Trailblazers.
Come on, you got Anthony Simons who's showing up and showing out, and then come on, bro. If we talk about Ja for MVP,
Dame is.
we are not talking about
yeah.
Dame for MVP. Dame had 2 40-point games back to back.
Yeah, Dame is playing good. Dame
Like,
looks healthy. He looks hungry.
healthy.
He's playing. He's balling right now.
You got the Jeremy Grant experiment is working. And then to think about it, they don't even have Gary Payton right now because he's out due to injury.
Yep.
And then the other, who is it, Nurkic?
Nurkic, yeah.
Nurkic is playing well. I think he'd be missing a little too many shots too close to the basket, but
he's giving you defense. He's giving you rebounds. Yeah.
Exactly. He's giving you what you need. He's setting solid screens. He's doing all of that. That's what you need from him. Well, you got a guy like Dame and Simons.
No, I agree. I think that they're playing really well right now. They're playing like they're playing like a team that knows that they're overlooked, that knows that they're that they're not projected to make any noise. And I think that right now they're playing very, very well. And as long as they're able to keep this up, then they'll be able to compete. I still think that they're going to be a middle in the pack. They could possibly 5-6 seed. I don't think that they're going to sustain the number 1 seed, especially since the West is competitive as it is. But I mean, it's exciting. I think that the Trailblazers have an exciting team right now. The other last undefeated team in the league, the Bucks. Bucks look fantastic.
They only play 2 games though, I think. Like
they're 2-0, but I mean, despite only playing the least amount of games in the season so far, they look good. They look healthy. They look like they picked up right from last year, right when Middleton got injured. And me and you have both said it. As long as Middleton is healthy, this is a team that's going to compete for the finals.
And like, we got to think about it. Like we even said, like if Middleton was healthy during the playoffs, like would the Celtics have even made it?
I don't think so. I mean, you have Middleton he's a premier 3-and-D player, and he does a lot of the dirty work for Milwaukee. You would think that'd be Bobby Portis because of Bobby Portis's makeup, but it's actually Middleton.
Yeah,
Middleton is that gel. He's the reason why Drew Holiday could press. He could be a little bit more aggressive on defense because that Middleton is going to be there for help. He's going to be
he's got your back.
There and
he's
engaging.
A smart player.
Right. And then you have Giannis who's defensive minded as well. So I mean, you have a team that has the makeup defensively, but you were just missing that offense that Middleton provided.
And then Brook Lopez.
I forgot about Brook. Brook was injured
killer. The Embiid killer.
So I mean, I like I said, I mean, I think as long as this team is healthy, I don't even want to say the team is healthy. As long as Middleton is healthy, a healthy Middleton and a healthy Giannis, this team is going to compete for the finals.
Yes, sir. I think so too.
Facts. But anyway, take us up out of here.
Hold on. Well, I know we're trying to get out of here, bro. And I know I'm a New Yorker, but
what's up? Are we gonna talk about the Nets?
No. Forget that. Okay. Jason Tatum, you've been doing your thing, my boy. I just wanted to say that at least before we leave. I know we don't never show Boston no love because there's so much New York. You know what I mean? And
Nah,
we just
that-
the
I-
most
shout out
the
both
most
of
the most we said was would they even make the finals this
know,
whole
yeah.
time, really,
them.
about
Nah, shout out both
Boston.
of them because Jalen
And
Brown
they're
is playing lights out
fantastic.
too. Yeah, I mean, aren't they both
Yeah.
averaging 30 together?
Bro, they
Yeah.
had like 2 games where they had like 30 for 30 together.
Yeah, I mean,
And it's crazy.
playing good.
Like,
Playing
so I
good.
just
Keeping
wanted to
them
give a
afloat.
shout out to Boston, bro, because this is let's just say it. This is what they was talking about. Jason Tatum taking the MVP leap, a superstar leap. Yeah, I gotta close that door. A superstar leap, but this year, at least at the beginning, right now, he's looking like he's taking a superstar leap for real. So I just want to give a shout out, give for all the Boston people out there, man.
I mean, I give it to them. I mean, they're playing good. They're playing good. You know me. I had said that Boston without Ume
Robert Williams.
was
Udoka.
Yeah, was going to be a middle of the pack in the Eastern Conference, and right now they're proving me wrong. They're proving me wrong right now. They're looking like a top team still. I mean, and it's funny because it's not like they lost any pieces. They just lost their coach. They added pieces.
Exactly, and Brogdon has been looking well.
Mm-hmm. I mean, but we said it. We said that that's what they needed. That was the piece that they needed moving forward. They needed somebody that's going to come off the bench and be able to anchor that second unit. They didn't have anybody. It was expecting what Derek White and Grant Williams to anchor that second unit. No, you needed a guard to anchor that second unit and to give quality spot units spot minutes for Marcus Smart. So Brogdon is that for them. So I shout out to them.
Yeah, that's a big fact, man. Even without Ime Udoka.
Oh man, we're gonna get kissed. Take us out of here, man.
All right, man. Thank you for tuning in. I know it's been a while, but man, like, share, sub, and all the above. Your boys are signing out, man.